Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Ultra Fusion Thursday Night Hangout. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific counter himself, Zealeus.
We have a problem, yo.
What's that?
You have not actually poured your elixirs.
Normally,
Normally I do them before the bewitching hour. Normally it's like a preemptive strike.
No. I do it on camera now. I do it on camera now. But stop kicking the light.
Just trying to stretch my legs now.
If you tuned into the last Something Slightly Different, I did a very humorous rendition of me pouring my drinks. I was very intense.
You are very concentrated on your pouring. Make sure it worked well. I'm proud of you and your ability to do your elixirs.
Puff Daddy will not face felony charges after assaulting the strength and conditioning coach of UCLA with a kettlebell.
That would hurt.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't use a kettlebell though. I'd probably use I'd use one of the barbells because you can go in like it's a javelin and just kind of stab somebody in the eyeball. That'd be my strategy, at least.
That's very
The kettlebell's a little bit unwieldy, I find, from my previous attempts.
All right, Zealeus.
So,
there you go.
What's the good word, yo?
There are video games to be played and news to be talked about.
Video games? I don't understand. Why would one play a game made of videos?
A game that goes through a video apparatus.
Ooh, I like an apparatus that plays my videos.
Indeed. Okay, so definitely, you've noticed that I've played a couple games. I did a review of one. I'm going to do a couple reviews of of a couple other games. So be on the lookout for that. I just finished a game called Dex. It's by Dreadlocks or something. It's an interesting game. There's definitely some flaws to it, and there's some good stuff. If you like The Matrix, you probably like this game.
Which Matrix? There's three Matrixes. So which Matrix?
No, I'm talking about The Matrix. Not the movie, but the entity that's part of the movie.
You mean like the AI that's trying to kill us all?
The artificial world that everyone's interacting with.
Okay. Fair enough. I haven't interacted with a fake parallel universe lately, so I'm not quite sure exactly how that would translate into video game. Because that's
Are you sure about that? Is this really reality? Are we really here? Oh man, this is going to be a lot much longer conversation.
I choose to believe that this is the world. Yes, there's a very real chance that we may not have a choice in anything we actually accomplish because everything is a chemical dependency on the previous chemical dependency, and there's actually no way to change that because it just falls down and there's actually nothing you can do. Or, yes, we could potentially live in a parallel universe and you wake up every night with a new memory of the day before, even though it seems like real and what's happened in the past really happened even though it didn't, and it's a new memory every day. But I choose to live today and tomorrow and the day after as if it's the world of free will that we all think it is. It's a conscious choice I make to live in my world as I see fit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I do want to break some news, but I can't give you much detail because I'm under embargo.
Breaking details. Breaking broad strokes.
Gabriel Knight. What the hell is it called?
I have no idea.
Hold on. I want to make sure. Blah 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 blah. What the hell's the actual name of the game? Gabriel Knight: Sins of the Father 20th Anniversary Edition is coming to your mobile device. I just can't tell you when.
But you can tell us it's coming to the mobile device.
Yes.
So
that I can tell you.
What kind of game is Sins of Our Fathers?
It's point-click adventure. It's like I said, 20th anniversary, so it's 20 years old. Updated graphics. I have it on the PC. There was a huge flaw within it, so I was never able to actually progress very far in the game. I'm hoping that the mobile version will be much more. It will run much smoother. Mm-hmm. Is that the right way to say it?
Smoother, better, with less craziness, with less bugs, so you can finish and complete the game.
Speaking of which, I still haven't heard any updates about Batman.
There was a patch that may or may not have worked on stuff.
Fantastic.
What? They patched the game, dude? Everything's fixed. It's all good. It came out. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm talking about PC games that are going to mobile. There is yet another game that was on the PC that is going to mobile, and that, of course, is the
Patriots.
Supreme League of Patriots. The anagram, of course, is SLOP. This game, it could have been awesome, but they tried so hard to milk and all the stereotypes so much, it goes so overboard that, to me, it was offensive. And it's kind of hard to really offend me.
I say really mean things to Charlie offline, and he's like, whatevs, man. I've only made him cry twice.
It's too much. I think that they went a little too far. The first chapter, I believe there's 3 chapters, if I remember correctly. The first chapter is available on the iOS right now for a reduced price. So, yes, exactly. Whatever that is.
That looks like Russian.
Or Greek.
Or Cyrillic.
I don't know.
A language we don't understand. Maybe it's alien. Maybe the Lord of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming with the weird languages of their alien worlds.
The Lord Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. You mean the director, which would be Fury. But not really Fury, it would be Coulson.
But there's always a man behind the man. There's always the shadow behind the leader. There's always another layer of duplicity that we never knew was there. It's like every spy TV show ever made. There's always another layer to unpeel. It's always an onion. You never truly make it to the inside.
Actually, you eventually get to the inside of an onion.
I'm just going to drink my beer, jackass.
Okay,
that was offensive, man.
Sorry. Speaking of, well, let's see here. No. Let's see. I'm trying.
Okay. So I was curious. As you mentioned, I remember back in your review with SLOP, which is a terrible acronym. But obviously,
they did it on purpose.
Yeah, I was going to say it probably intentionally. You mentioned one of the strengths is the voice acting.
Yes.
Which is all fine and great because PC voice acting is good. I commented online that one of my worries is I think when you move to the mobile devices, one of the things people really probably don't care nearly as much is voice acting. Because a lot of times you're playing with your voice, you're probably like in the bathroom, you're not using audio, or it's low, or you're with a group of friends, you're in a train, you got headphones. So to me, I mean, they still like audio, but as far as especially like voice acting where it needs to kind of be clear, and to me, good audio isn't as much a selling point on the mobile platform as it is on the PC. So overall, do you think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? No. Wow.
Supreme League of Patriots.
Thank you. Do you think Supreme League of Patriots will translate to the mobile device based both because of its strength and weaknesses?
Okay. I'm going to be totally honest. It probably will with the newer devices. Now, I'm sure that there's probably a cutoff. It's probably like iPad 2 and newer for the iOS device. I'm pretty sure it's coming to Android as well. The thing that you got to take into actually my one concern about this game is not the voice acting. The voice acting is a nice little bonus, and I think that if you're able to basically take the entire thing and then port it over to the to a mobile platform without losing too much, that would be awesome. My one fear, though, is there are a ton of load screens for the PC that take a bit. So you would have to think that your mobile device is going to be weaker. So I fear that the load screens might actually be crippling.
And I gotta wonder, because especially with the mobile device, I know that I don't know about Android, but there is a limit on the initial install that you can do with the Apple device.
Right.
I don't know. I remember what the size is. So does that mean you're going to download SLOP onto your iPhone and then have to wait another hour to download the rest of the game because there's so much other stuff to get? So it seems like it's pretty, not exactly a tiny game.
Right. I mean,
or is it just poorly, what's the word, optimized with all these load screens? Is that maybe the real issue?
I think that they probably could remove 1, 2, 3, 4 different load screens.
Which is funny because I remember probably about 3 or 4 months ago we talked about load screens. The more I don't really. It's not something that's deep in my mind, but every once in a while I think about it, it's like load screens are not really something you see very often nowadays.
Well, in high-end games, you don't see a lot of load screens. But when you do see the load screens, it will be between an actual, like, complete change of game.
Yeah.
In a point-click adventure, I understand why they do load screens because they want to try to make the game as fast as possible. But the thing is, when you throw up a load screen, you take an individual out of the action. When you take a person out of the action, especially in a point-click adventure, I find it extremely, I don't know, it really screws with me because in a point-click adventure, the biggest issue I have with point-click adventures, besides the load screens, well, actually, to go along with the load screens, is the fact that you have to backtrack. So you'll be in like point A,
Yep.
then you go to point B. And B, you're like, oh no, I'm missing an item, so you got to go to C. And C, it's like, oh look, I found a note that says it's actually hidden in B, so I go back to B, and then I open up the door in B, which turns out that I need something else from A, and then I go to A, then you have to go to C. And I understand that you're trying to lengthen the game. There's a storyline with that, but when you're dealing with load screens, especially when you're literally just popping into a screen for 25 seconds to maybe 3 minutes, and then presenting someone with a load screen that could take up to a minute, that's just ridiculous.
Well, especially when you talk about the mobile devices. Mobile devices are all about that quick hook.
Oh, absolutely.
And you start giving people 30-second load screens on their phone, they're going to shut that game off. Mobile devices are not something people stick around for predominantly. There's always exceptions.
Right.
But for the most part, mobile devices are all about that instant gratification. And that's why, you know, as much as we love to lambast microtransaction games like Age of Fire, which I'm sure I'm getting wrong.
Age of War.
Age of War, thank you. Candy Crush or
Crazy Cupcakes.
like all those games, that's one of the reasons that that there's that financial opportunity there on the mobile devices is because people want that instant bam right there satisfaction. They're willing to spend that 99 cents to instead of spending, I don't know, a half hour to beat the game, they spend 99 cents, they beat it in 30 seconds.
Well,
But-
they beat that piece of the game.
Yeah, but that's one of the reasons that the mobile device, that's the way the ecosystem is kind of developed.
Right.
Is kind of that instant gratification in a game like that where it might not necessarily be instantaneous. You're going to actually have to maybe sit there and think.
Yeah, but
Wait,
now that we've opened up the microtransactions thing, I don't like the fact that my instant gratification comes with a price tag. Like, let's say that I'm like way into this game. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. And it's like, oh no, you've run out of lives.
But that's
Pay $2.99 to continue.
But they do that on purpose though, because they bring you out with that hook, or it's the first. I'm just going to throw out that first hour. That first
It's
hour.
not even an hour.
I'm just throwing out. I'm throwing a random time period. Let's just say the first hour to make it cut. Is first hour, bam, instant gratification. You get unlimited lives. You can build stuff in 30 seconds. Life is good. But you've already experienced that glorious high of the carrot. And then all of a sudden, the carrot gets a little bit further away, and you know it's 50 cents. Well, nothing's really 50 cents. It's 99 cents, maybe $5 for the superpower up.
Right.
And man, what's 99 cents to get a little boost? I mean, from a pure psychological standpoint, it's brilliant. It works spectacularly. We might not like it because I think part of it also is that's how I grew up with gaming. We're fine sitting down and having to play a game, but that's just not how this ecosystem has been developed or really optimized for that matter.
Right.
And that's just the reality of the gaming world we live in is most of the games that become big hits in the iOS or Android marketplace, for that matter, they're very much that carrot approach where they give you that small carrot and then they want you to feel that feeling of awesomeness. But now, eventually, you have to pay to continue to feel that awesomeness.
Yeah, I know.
It
just pisses me off that, like, I feel like, yes, in my mind, the correct way to use microtransactions is allow individuals to play the game, but I hate being like there's still like if the game is difficult, okay? If it's like Dark Souls difficult, where I'm making the mistakes and then yeah, I'm okay with that. I might be okay with paying some money to help me out. But when it is, there's a game that I was playing on Facebook the other day, and literally it's like you have to gain enough. It's a matching game. It's like a RPG type of matching game where you've got health and you've got an enemy that's got health, and you basically take turns, kind of puzzle quest-esque. But the thing that pisses me off is you have to attain a star, enough points for a star out of 3, before you kill the enemy. Now here's the problem: they're random assigned blocks. So if I choose the correct, the incorrect match, what could happen is there's a chain effect that all of a sudden the guy's dead, and I lose a life. And that happens 4 times in a row. Now you have no lives. Now, because of the programming, I basically got dicked over, and that to me, and they're like, "Oh, well, you pay $2.99, you can continue to play." I'm like, "Fuck that." See, that pisses me off. That type of thing. But then again, you know, I'm the type of person that, you know, if you want to pay for the pretty or the limited stuff, absolutely. My case in point is Marvel Puzzle Quest. I spent a shit ton of money on that. You could play it. You can almost play it forever. Now, of course, all your characters have health. And if they get damaged during a battle, because you go 3 characters against 3 characters, any damage done in that battle carries over, and it will take time to heal. Yep. Now, of course, once you advance long enough in the game, you'll have a big enough roster. You can almost continue to play almost forever if you play it right. But at the same time, you know, I don't have enough slots, and there's a cool new shiny thing that I have to have. And if I don't have enough of the in-game currency within 16 days, I'll lose the ability to add this person to my roster. I'm going to pay the money. Yep. Because I can continue to, yes, I can continue to play the game, but I have a choice to add someone cool that would be fun to have on my roster. That I'm okay with. It's the, oh yeah, by the way, because you screwed up, actually because our code basically dicked you over, you're going to have to pay us money to play more. I'm not paying that.
But yet those games are phenomenally successful.
I know they
are. They still make, and you know, if you look at it from I know we're talking about the love of the game, but guess what? In the end, it's all about the bean counters.
No, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think that people are ignorant. Those individuals who love those games are too ignorant about amazing games, and I think that's why Ultra Confusion's here, to help you find the amazing games and wash away the trash.
But guess what? Most of those people, they're just going on the iOS store and looking at the top 20 games list.
Which crap floats to the top, my friend.
Well, I'm not going to dispute that, but that's just the reality. If that's the gaming ecosystem, you have the online world.
Look, if you want good games on the iOS store, go to pay once and play. Okay, just go to that section. Fuck all the rest of the sections. Screw them. Just go to pay once and play. I know, yes. Oh my God, I can't play a game for free. Look, every free game has a price tag.
But look at the love of Candy Crush, and what that did for King.com, and how much billions, well not billions, hundreds of millions of dollars are brought on based off of basically one freaking game. So people would dispute the fact if you want to play good games, you got to do it this way. Obviously, people think Candy Crush is a spectacular game.
They don't know better. I'm just saying, man. It's just trying to. Okay, yes, Candy Crush. It's addictive because it's the point of entry is so simplistic that everyone can play it.
Yes.
But there's a better way to do it. There's a better way to do it.
Maybe
look at Scurry Scallywags. It's almost the exact same thing, but you can play forever.
Hey man, it works for some people. Different.
You don't know better. Well, the other thing is that the fact is Scurvy Scallywags is not on on Facebook, and a lot of the individuals get introduced to it on Facebook, and then because of the wonderness of IT departments finally figuring out, I should probably block Facebook at work. Everyone's being driven to the cell phones, and then they're just looking for like games. So I totally understand, but in a perfect world, I would burn those games to the ground.
Well, it's probably a good thing you're not in charge of the App Store.
Nope. I'm just, I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it still is. First off, it's amazing to me that we have these little tiny devices that we can now basically play PC games on.
Right.
I mean, it's just amazing to me.
In most regards, a decent or a not wallet-breaking price.
Yes.
Because
unless you want to buy 5,000 gems for only $100.
Oh well, yeah, of course. But I mean, if you were to but if you bought 100, it'd be $5. No, that's not right. It would be what? It would be like 80 gems for $5.
Yeah. So in the end, you're saving 33% by buying $100 worth of gems. So you're better off just doing it that way up front.
Exactly. That's why I buy $20 worth of freaking hero coins at a time.
Oh, there you go. See?
And of course, I forgot to play Marvel Puzzle Quest, so I lost my ability for the Hulkbuster, which makes me really sad.
Is it like if you don't log in for long enough?
I told you, you have 16 days to gain enough money to open up a spot, or you can sell one of the. You can also change out your roster.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to change out my roster because with all of these. There's these basically everything in Puzzle Quest, Marvel Puzzle Quest is time sensitive, and in certain challenges you need to have specific characters. So I'm trying to have as many characters as possible so that I can get so many points because you get on a point system, and then of course those points get translated into like a positional system that gives you rewards like ISO gems, maybe an exclusive rare card, or a chance to get a rare card.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like Marvel Puzzle Quest.
I understand.
Spend way too much time.
Nope. Hey man, nothing wrong with that.
Now, okay, I do. Since we're talking about the mechanics of a game, I do want to bring up a game that I have been playing. It was actually recommended to me through a Steam group. It's called Detour. And in Detour, you are a kind of like I don't want to say a city planner. What you're trying to do is it's a square grid world, okay? And you gain money over time. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to have your trucks go from your factory to the other side of the map.
Okay.
And in order to do that, you've got to build the roads. But the problem is you also have competition. Okay. So sounds like a pretty cool idea. And there's a lot to it. I mean, you can dynamite opponents' roads. You can do EMP blast to disable their trucks. You can build bridges that go over their roads.
So is it like one of those puzzle type of games where like you have multiple levels and each level gets more and more complex and difficult?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The only problem is kind of in the execution of being able to select those different items. So what they do is they've broken it into 4 different sections. I think it's like road construction, like weapons, not weapons, but like it's got the dynamite, it's got the EMP blast, it's basically got all that stuff. Then you have the truck one, and you have something, and then buildings. The problem is if you play with the mouse, what you'll have to do is you'll have to scroll. You use the scroll wheel, and it basically just goes through the things, and then you've got to to hit the numbers on it. Or what you could do, and this is really awkward because you do WASD to move around the map, okay, and you've got the mouse to like select the tiles and stuff. But if you want to actually navigate the menu a little bit more precision, what you have to do is you have to remove your fingers from WASD and go over to the arrow keys. But the problem is the Y-axis is reversed. So if you push down, it actually goes to the. Oh, fuck! It actually goes up.
Nice.
It's really weird. So if there was a better way to display all those buttons, you'd have so much more enjoyment out of that game. But you're battling the menus to select what you need more so than trying to figure out how the hell to beat the level. And that, to me, is poor planning. And as I've said many times to independent developers, one of the biggest pitfalls that you will find, first of all, testing. Test the shit out of your game.
Wait, why would you test a video game? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm testing the game as I develop it.
Right. No.
And I know exactly where all the bugs are or not because I program
so
that.
you can. Yeah. Right. So the problem is with a lot of smaller companies, you have your friends and family test it. That's fine. It's probably not your
And bigger
best.
ones just don't test them.
Right. The issue is that when you get to the end of your development cycle, when you're about to publish your game or close to it, get a brand new, fresh set of eyes on your game and have them play it because they won't know all the quirks and all the workarounds, and that would allow you to avoid things like the SimCity 4 issue, the Batman Arkham City on the PC issue, and then Detour. It's just kudos for testing, but make sure that your testing is all-encompassing and not, we know better than to go straight outside these lines.
Word to that, yo. Word to that.
I'm just saying.
Charlie knows how it is, man. He likes to test games, break games, play games, destroy games.
Yep.
Tell you about games that are awesome.
Yep. Shoot.
Oh, no.
So another bit of information that came out. I know that a lot of people know the game, the game company Mahjong.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they're the individuals who were behind Minecraft before they sold it off to Microsoft.
I was taking the millions.
Now, the thing that that some people know, I hope a lot of people know, but I don't think enough know, is that they also, after the success of Minecraft, when Notch decided he needed to do something a little bit different, they decided to try to create a game called Scrolls, which was an online collectible card game. And it went into beta, and I think you actually had to pay to get into beta, if I remember right. Anyways, it has now been announced that in a year they will shut down Scrolls. It just didn't do. It does not have as much traction as they were hoping for. So they are basically going to cut their losses.
I remember that's a big deal because they actually got sued by the Elder Scrolls Bethesda because,
they
Scrolls.
use the word Scrolls.
Because, Scrolls, Elder Scrolls, people are like, oh my gosh, it's so confusing. Is this made by the same company, apparently? So that was a pretty big deal. That was a couple of years ago, it seems. No, actually, it's been a while.
2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. So, okay, is Notch actually still part of the development of Scrolls, or is that just totally separate now?
No, I think he's making it into something else.
Okay.
I think after he sold off Minecraft, I think he kind of got lost. I don't know if he's been found yet. I mean, people know where he is.
He's busy sleeping on his stack of $100 bills. That's a lot of work.
$1,000 bills.
That's true.
Do they make $1,000 bills? I don't even know.
If I worth that much money, I'd make them. Can I get a $1,000 bill, please? Come on.
Screw it. I'll just write a check to myself for $1,000 and do it like $10,000. Actually, you know what?
I'll hire somebody.
I will buy a robot to write $10,000 checks to myself and then throw them across my bed.
Okay, speaking of robots, totally off topic, really cool.
Okay.
So so the Square Workout, we're doing a robotics club thing. We're doing our bus next week. The guy it's a high school student who is doing it. He was kind of leading the camp. But what he did is, so they had some people over this weekend to his house, and they were entertaining him. And they like to do cool geek things, because that's what they do. What he did is he found a way to basically, I'm sure other people have done this, they take a Microsoft Kinect, just a regular board Kinect, plug into your PC, and then having a person basically stand there and taking the Kinect slowly around the person. They map the person's torso, and then they translate that into a 3D printer. And then they print basically a bust of a person using a 3D printer using the Kinect. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
You know, at MobileCon, they had, I mean, they didn't use a Kinect. They were utilizing, I think, a tablet's camera to basically do that. And then you can get a miniature of yourself.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't have that. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money.
It's kind of creepy, too.
Yeah, it would be kind of creepy.
We have a 3D printer at school. We need to actually use it.
Is it 508 compliant?
What?
I'll talk to you later. Dude, I'm a compliancy person.
I don't know what 508 compliance is.
Do you have does your school? No, your school's private, so you don't have federal funding. Then no, you don't have to be.
What would that mean? What would it matter?
We'll talk about it offline. Okay. It's you could be sued if you're not 508 compliant. Like the university I work for, if they're not 508 compliant, they could be sued. MIT's being sued. Stanford's getting sued. Harvard's being sued.
Because of the 3D printer?
No, because they're not 508 compliant. It's more than just a 3D printer. It's a bunch of services. But anyways, that's boring stuff. Okay, let's
no.
not talk
See, this is interesting
stuff.
to me. Now you're talking my language, man.
We'll talk about this afterwards.
Right.
I've got a present for you, anyways.
Is it porn?
No. What the? No. Anyways.
You said it very creepily. You kind of had this like weird tone.
No, I did it offhandedly, not creepy.
That's why.
My offhandedly is creepy?
Just some of us, yes.
Oh my god!
You gotta check the inflection of your voice. You're gonna throw me off, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this can happen. This can happen at a panel. And you throw me off. You see me the wrong signals.
Okay, speaking of panels,
I think you're saying things that you're not, and I'm like, what the hell?
Simmer down. Speaking of panels, we are doing a convention at the end of July, and then one, yes, MonsterCon in Gaffney, South Carolina.
When's that?
The 26th of July. And then we're also doing AndoCon in mid-August, I think. It's like the 18th, 17th and 18th, I think.
Well, I'll be playing games at AndoCon.
Yes, I will be too.
Well, I'm wearing like 18 Ultra Confusion buttons.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm going to make a shirt of Ultra Confusion buttons. That's going to be like rattling.
It's like, I'm trying to sneak up on you.
Or actually, okay, actually it could work as a ring mail. Like you get like a bunch of strands, and you just attach to that. It's like a ring mail. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's a gentleman who goes to DragonCon, who wears a suit of armor made out of DragonCon badges.
By the way, I'm totally going to DragonCon this year.
Awesome.
Are you going?
No.
Okay. Well.
No, that would be like 6 days after my wife gives birth.
Touche.
I will not be at DragonCon.
Okay, I will go. I'll take one for the team, and I will go on my own.
Yes, please.
Yes, I will.
And if there's cool people, take pictures.
I've never been to DragonCon, so I have to go.
Well, you'll get lost, but try not to get too lost. There are some dark alleys at DragonCon that you think you know nerdy fandom, but when you accidentally stumble down those hallways, you'll be scarred.
Are we talking like My Little Pink Pony?
We're not talking bronies, dude. We're talking something even darker than bronies, okay?
Probably something we should not announce on TV.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Damn it, what the... Okay, where the fuck do we go? I mean, we just...
You were talking very creepily, and I took the wrong
And then
impression.
all of a sudden... Yeah, oh God, Jesus. See what happens
You're
when you
sending
derail
mixed signals to me, man!
I'm not sending mixed signals! Okay, let's get back on topic here. Something has... There is a company that's been reaching out to me. They're a PR firm, and one of their clients is a site called Alpha Draft. Alpha Draft specializes in fantasy esports, which to me, I still can't completely wrap my head around.
Wait, fantasy Can you explain to me fantasy esports? Because that doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, I know, because but whatever. Esports is kind of fantastical.
Well, I was going to say still in its infancy, so to speak. Right,
absolutely. You're right. But of course, they're trying to get on the ground floor with this.
Sure.
So basically, fantasy esports is built like this. If you've ever heard of DraftKings, DraftKings basically runs a league for a day or a week, and they play for money. Or you can play for free, whichever you want to do. But of course, everyone wants to get the money. The big payout. DraftKings has got like golf and curling and all kinds of weird shit as well. But anyways, fantasy esports. The best of my ability, what happens is you'll have these tournaments. Let's just do the Smite World Championship.
Okay, that's something we can refer to. We got a common ground.
We'll do the Smite World Championship. Okay, so what they do is I'm pretty sure that they go by the day.
Okay.
Or would they? I don't know. Hell, I don't even know. I would. Well, maybe even the round. Because so what happens is let's say that you start off with 8 teams. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, each team has, for Smite, you have your jungler, you've got your solo laner, you got your mid laner, and you've got your
carry,
your doubles, the two-man lane.
Yeah.
So what is that? 5? Yeah, 5. So you have 5v5, right? So what fantasy esports would do is it would allow you to draft these players that are playing. I'm assuming it's got to be by round.
I would think so, yes.
So you have this list of players, and what you do is you select a team. I'm assuming that you get to select like 5, and then when an individual does something good, you get points. Of course, when they do something stupid, if they start feeding the other team, you'll get negative points towards your main score, and then if you basically take down the towers, you get extra points. If you knock out a Phoenix, if you're the one who does the killing blow to the Titan, if you become sorry, the chat window. If you do the so I'm assuming that it's going to be. Oh, of course, all fantasy sports is point based. When you do good stuff, you get plus points. When you do bad stuff, you get negatives.
Mm-hmm. So
what they're trying to do, they're setting up these. They've got 5 different games that that they set this up for. They're doing Smite. They're doing League of Legends. They're doing Dota 2. They're doing Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, and then their latest one is Hearthstone. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I don't know how the shit Hearthstone would work in a fantasy esports.
Wins versus losses?
Yeah, but I'm sure that you could boil it down to, well, he used he used X amount of characters, or took this much damage, or did this many specials.
So now we're talking metrics of stuff that may or may not actually help you win the game.
Right. I mean,
like we know in football, we like yards. Yards win the game.
Completions, touchdowns.
That's all very verifiable metrics. Whereas with Hearthstone, it's kind of like, because different decks use different strategies too.
Exactly. So how the hell do you? I mean, like with Smite or with LoL, you can
pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you got your assists, you got your deaths, you got your kills. You got your specific type of kills, like the towers and the phoenixes and the titans or whatever, or minion kills.
I don't know.
What the shit? How the? I mean,
So basically, what you're saying is, I'm going to be able to play for money in terms of doing fantasy drafting for the next Smite World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first thing that comes to mind when you talk about this is corruption.
Okay, so we're talking the black side.
And here's why. It's because
when you throw a series.
When you're talking to other professional sports that they're probably betting on, and I'm talking about the major sports like baseball and football and soccer, from a financial standpoint, unless you're Pete Rose, there's very little reason to actually bet or throw a game because proportionally those athletes are making so much money. Look at baseball or basketball, there's players who are, the minimum contract is millions of dollars. Well, not millions, but the majority are making millions. Yeah, hundreds of thousands or millions. Chances are you're not going to find, especially in the drafting world, somebody who's going to be able to pay you enough money to make it worth your while to take that chance.
No,
I'm saying the chances.
Right, but to kind of springboard off what you say, you have regulatory committees that oversee this to make sure that you're not point shaving, you're not.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
But in esports, there's not that overarching.
It's still Wild Wild West,
right?
And I can see, you're somebody of a smaller esports company, and somebody comes to you. I'm just throwing out a number. I have no idea how much this would go for, but I'm going to dude. If you feed yourself to this ninja or a jungler, I'll give you $10,000. Okay, sign me up.
Right.
I mean, figure out what are these esports athletes. I mean, except for I'm going on a limb here. There's very few esports athletes that really make a comfortable living off of their proceeds.
Well,
I mean,
all the money basically funnels into the organization and then gets doled out to the individual. So it's not. I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about the professional esports team, so I don't know if if you're like the uber king of LoL, if you get more than any of your teammates. I would assume it's a fair share because
it's still a team. My impression is there are definitely teams that make money off. They can live off of their proceeds.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like they're making a ton of excess money to know that you'll be set for life or anything like that.
Right.
So if somebody comes to me with a check to be like, hey, throw this, I'll be like, sure, what do I sign up? Mm-hmm. And like you said, there's not really a regulatory places.
Well, because you know that if you're caught point shaving or throwing a game, it could be a permaban, it could be a suspension, but what are the penalties for if you were to be caught doing that? Is there penalties? I mean, because okay, so you could just say, well, no, I didn't throw it. I was just having a bad game. I just couldn't get in the groove.
Yeah.
That it happens.
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see. I think that we are still too far. I mean, it's still the Wild Wild West. We're still too far in the infancy of this true esports thing. Yes, I believe that potentially this will take off because, as you can see, esports is becoming more and more of a form of entertainment that's becoming more and more mainstream. Yes, I know a lot of people are like, why the hell did you put it on ESPN2? It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
But that just further emphasizes the point.
But guess what? They're going to do it again because it made the sponsors who paid for the ads during that tournament a ton of money.
And guess what? It's cheap as shit to put on.
Oh, and by the way, that was a beta MOBA game. Okay, and so that's not going to draw the audience like the audience that would be drawn by like the League of Legends World Championship. Okay.
I mean, why do you think that they used to do poker all the time?
Yeah.
It's such a cheap sport. We'll just call it sport for the sake of argument. It's such a cheap sport for ESPN to put onto TV. And so, you got those late night shows where it's like, well, we could have the 40th edition of NFL Live of the day, or we could throw in a League of Legends instead. Only have 39 episodes about NFL today. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. And, why wouldn't you try it out if you're ESPN? Try it out a little bit here or there, see how it goes.
It's all about diversifying your portfolio for ESPN. Yeah. ESPN's trying to pull in as many people as possible. Look, and I know that most people know this, but ESPN is not its own entity. It's actually owned by Disney, and Disney wants to pull in people of all shapes and sizes and ages. So yeah, if esports is feasible and their test run went well, I think the only truly negative thing about that was that the commentators were kind of hit and miss.
We experienced that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, the thing I like about esports, though, from a fundamental standpoint, mm-hmm. is you're watching football online, right?
Right.
Or on TV, for that matter.
Right.
And you see, Cam Newton run for a touchdown. Guess what? I'm never going to be playing football running for a touchdown.
Right.
That's just not happening.
Right.
I see somebody playing Counter-Strike and go boom, headshot. Guess what? I can log on to Counter-Strike that night and try to get a headshot. Yep. I may not get one. Chances are I probably won't.
Right.
But at least with esports, you see these players doing something, guess what?
You could copycat them.
With a lot of work, I would venture most people, if they put in the hours, could probably get into top probably 20% of most esports. I'm saying if they really put in that effort.
Right. Well, yeah,
into most esports, you can get a kind of top 20%. You can really kind of play with those top players. Mm-hmm. Whereas you just can't do that with professional sports. It's just not a viable reality. And that's the fun. That can make things interesting about esports. It's a lot of people can really work towards those esports at any age, mm-hmm. and potentially become a top tier person.
Mm-hmm. Right. The entry level is
It's a much lower barrier of entry for esports.
Yeah, it is.
I think it is. And that's not a bad thing, and that's just the reality. Is anybody can pick up and play a MOBA on their freaking phone.
The Witcher MOBA is mobile only.
I've never actually played it, but
I don't know either. There are a ton of MOBAs out there. Look, esports is here to stay. All the people who watch the Alter Confusion videos are like, yeah, oh yeah.
I'm still not convinced it's going to become mainstream though. I might get the occasional viewing on ESPN, but I just don't see it becoming like even a weekly staple.
They're starting to show Ultimate Frisbee.
I don't know. I'm just not convinced it's.
Look, I've got nothing against Ultimate Frisbee. I was actually on a club. I was a starter on a club team on the university level, and if I could join a league in Atlanta, I would immediately join and relearn some of the stuff and probably get my ass back into shape. Out with the chucker. I could throw the frisbee the entire length of the field. I
can't.
I could throw it like this, and I could throw it like this, and I could throw it like this, and I could throw it like this.
The hammer.
I fucking hate the hammer. I could throw it, but I don't like it.
I can catch a frisbee.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
With one hand, I can do that.
There you go.
I'm not gonna call it alligator because I hate the Florida Gators too much.
Don't start me.
So yeah, I could see more than esports becoming prevalent in ESPN2 is something like G4 actually becoming more.
There's no such thing as G4.
Well, it shows what I know.
G4 died.
Okay, some alternate TV station becoming
sci-fi.
Sure, actually yes. Like how they're doing Face Off, which is a freaking puppet show.
That's Jim Henson's puppet workshop. Face Off is
where they try to make the best face.
Right. But they're also introducing. You could see that nerd culture is starting to bleed into things. You got Chris Hardwick who's doing his nerd show on AMC. I think it's like After Dark.
Okay, do you see the newest nerd show that's coming to Sci-Fi?
Yes, Nerds Who Drink.
That looks actually
I
awesome.
will be watching that.
That looks fun. I'm gonna be honest.
I will be watching that. I'm not gonna lie. I am a nerd.
I saw Zach. I'm like, that's Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. You know what they really need to do to make episode 1 special and make geeks just geek out?
Bring the whole Chuck cast. Yeah.
If they brought them all on that first episode, Twitter would blow up.
No. Okay, real quick to change gears because we were talking about MOBA. I actually probably go back a gear, maybe. I don't know. We
don't know what gear we're on.
We're back on the MOBA one, okay? Specifically Smite. For those of you out there who are looking to try to fast track your ability to level up your gods and goddesses, this from today until tomorrow, starting tomorrow, Friday through Sunday, you get double favor, double worshippers, and double XP. If you don't know what that is, it's basically just a ranking system.
It really doesn't do a whole lot other than it's. Okay, you know what's funny about the way we play video games? Mm-hmm. Is you're the one who usually rants and raves about the community, man. I don't play online games because of the community and the asshats. And yet, who's the one who keeps coming back to Smite? And I don't even play Smite anymore because the community just pisses me off so much. And yet, I come back to other online games.
Okay, so but here's the thing. MOBAs, you are forced on a team, but I have absolutely 100% stopped the competitive aspect of Smite. If I play Smite, I'm either doing Arena or I'm doing Assault.
Okay.
I do not play Conquest. I don't play Joust, and I don't do the jungle one either. I can't remember what that is off the top of my head. Siege. I don't do the Siege one either, simply because I can't deal with the asshats there. But when you're playing Arena, it's just, go beat the shit out of each other.
You know what they really had was basically a casual unranked league. Because everything in Smite is ranked that you do for PvP. Mm-hmm. And basically have a league set up where it's basically Don't be an asshat. This is for casual people who are just here to have fun. Where you set clear expectations, and granted, you're always going to have asshats.
So what you're talking about is like an adult league. Like what you do, my comparison would be joining a guild of people who actually just want to play the game. They don't have the people who just sit there and bitch and moan about, how the tank is not being tanky enough. They actually understand that everyone behind the character is a human being, and sometimes you do stupid stuff.
Ironically, that's why I'm in the guild I'm in right now in Final Fantasy XIV. Is that exactly rationale? But something like that in a MOBA, where it's like, because that's the problem you run into with MOBAs, not just Smite, any MOBA, is that you play enough, and eventually, no matter how much you suck, your ranking seems to go up no matter what. So you're always going to eventually play harder competition. Because you're always going to get some kind of favor. Maybe not much, but a little.
You would have to...
Or you might win by accident.
Right. Okay, yes. That's more likely than the thing is, as you progress through the game, it becomes harder and harder to get the minimum amount of favor to really push your ranking up.
Sure, but there's no way to be like, if you get to rank 12, there's no way to be like, you know what, I really suck at this game. I just want to play at rank 1. I mean, I guess
I'll donate $100 for Four Eyes to take his top off. Oh, that is awesome. What is that? Was it Quay the Feared? Unfortunately, you don't want to see him with his top off.
You would blind the world, and the $100 would not cover the medical bills?
The white balance for this camera is... It would literally blind it would blind me because it would refract off the lens, and also it would blind everyone and maybe break the internet.
And probably crack the camera.
Yeah. No, I want to see that. No, you don't. Believe me, you don't. Now, if you want him to talk about some $200, we're not bidding here. You do not want him to do that. Okay, let me tell you. No. Okay.
The real question, why do you want to see me take my top off? I mean, really. It's not like I have boobs. No boobs. No boobs.
I don't know. Anyways, let's get back on topic here. What topic were we on? MOBAs?
Boobs?
No, not boobs.
Yes, MOBAs or something.
What's your outlook on dragons?
Dragons are real?
Which ones? Are we talking about dragons that can be found in Dragon Age? Dragons that can be found in any of the Elder Scroll games? Are we talking about dragons as in the dragons in Game of Thrones?
Dragons in Final Fantasy XIV. Dragons in like every MMO ever, actually.
Are we talking dragons as in the universe of Dragonlance? Or dragons as in the universe of Dungeons and Dragons?
Komodo dragons. There's many types of dragons. I personally want a pet dragon, but apparently my cat won't let me have one. Apparently, the dragon would eat my cat. I don't understand why.
Are we talking about the George R.R. Martin book, Dances with Dragons? There's a lot of dragons out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. Azure-eyed silver dragon.
I think of silver dragons. I think of dragon knights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you got the gold dragons, the silver dragons, the
dragons of good.
The platinum dragons.
The metallic dragons are dragons of good. And if we're talking about Azure-eyed dragons, okay, now we're getting really nerdy here, but what the hell? I'm a fan, simply because the silver dragon was the dragon that helped Huma defeat
Tescalis.
Right, she was the queen of dragons.
Yeah.
So I'm totally for silver dragon. Just because the dragon also turned into a hot chick that Huma got to hang out with.
Yeah. Yeah. Huma was pretty awesome.
So I'm okay with silver dragons. I'm also okay with the shadow dragon. I'm not okay with the brown dragons or the what's the other one? I'm okay with blues and reds and greens.
What do you got against the brown dragons?
I just don't like them.
No.
I'm sorry, I don't like them. It's like the brass dragon. I don't like the brass dragons.
Oh, they're like the baby puny good ones.
The crystal dragons, I like crystal dragons.
I don't think they're really in Dragon Knights.
They are.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I read Dragonlance.
Wait, why don't you like brown? God dang it!
I
just don't like brown dragons. Okay, look here, Zealeus. Stay. Just chat for just a second. I'm gonna pull the monster manual.
Oh, good lord. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're
so
getting dirty here.
Charlie's pulling out his nerd cred. So right behind the lights, that's giving me somewhat of a light fixture here.
Should I do 2nd edition or 4th?
Do 2nd edition. Let's go 2E. Is that enhanced edition though?
Yeah, it's AD&D.
Yeah, there we go. So Charlie got the 2nd dance. He also has the 4th edition of Dragons and
Dungeons and Dragons.
Thank you. So he's got his monsters manual.
Oh man, this is old.
Even the pages are a little bit faded. Very nice.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find brown dragon. Okay, so blah blah blah. Okay, they're desert dragons.
The desert's pretty boring in most like genres too.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't do a lot of when I was GMing or DMing, however the hell you want to term it. I don't think I did any adventures in like a desert.
Well, the desert is just kind of it's it's a lot of sand, a lot of light. You always have to go find water somewhere. It's just
what's the intelligence?
The desert's not very.
Oh, they're highly intelligent.
Well, most dragons are. They're dragons, man.
They don't fly though.
They
have no flight.
That's a worthless dragon to me.
Okay, so they dig holes. They dwell in deep burrows nearly 1,000 feet beneath the sand, where they carve out vast chambers. So I think my issue is that many brown dragons do not mate. What the shit? Man is the main enemy of brown dragons. I just don't like brown dragons.
Everybody has their own thing, their own prejudices. It's okay.
How old is this book? I need to know now. I feel, 93.
Nice.
Holy crap.
I think you should reread that in its entirety. You should. You know what? You should start using that for bedtime stories.
Tonight we're going to tell you a story about. I don't even know how to pronounce
that.
But
you could totally do that. You could start talking about the Lizard Man and start making up like stories about the Lizard Man based off of what you find in the AD&D book. You could totally
Gibberlings. Let us talk about the Gibberlings.
You could totally pull that off. I think you should do that. Oh, that's a classic right there.
Yes, it is. It was my first real pencil and paper RPG.
Back when it was still TSR.
Yeah, man.
Instead of Wizards of the Coast. Although Wizards of the Coast has still done a pretty decent job of not totally screwing it up.
Well, they screwed up. They screwed up. I think it was like 3.
Nobody. It doesn't count.
Whatever.
Everybody went from like 2nd edition to 4th edition. I love the drawings.
I know. See, now you got them completely off topic. Whale.
I would not expect to see the whale. I'm gonna be honest.
Will-o-wisp.
A Zorn.
Yeah. Anyways, let's see here.
A giant. See, yeah, these are real.
Yeah, man. Oh man. Oh, the memories.
There's no drawing of a zombie. That's like. Oh, there's.
Yeah, they're right there. See now. Okay, now that we've opened up this 3.5 for life, yo. All right, Haunt Machine.
All right, I stand corrected.
Look, this is where I got my start. Was AD&D 2nd edition.
With him dungeon mastering for us back in his basement.
And then, of course, immediately upon getting really tired of doing many of the calculations, we came up with our homebrew system called Crystals of Prion, which is in its 14th edition. Still not commercially available, and is in complete shambles right now.
Unless someone wants to pay us a lot of money to produce it.
Well, I would actually have to refine it because I literally ripped it apart. Well, actually, you know what? Let me see.
Charlie's going on another treasure hunt to see if he can find another nostalgic path to our past. He's got his blue binder. What can he pull out here?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Charlie has it along with his purple socks.
Yeah, buddy. They're my purple banana socks.
I don't see any bananas on them.
What are you talking about, dude? Look at that. Banana peels.
Oh, that's still good for real bananas.
No, okay. Let's see here. Oh, shoot. I didn't put a versioning on here.
That's unfortunate.
So, in here, basement crawling OP. I don't know about that. Ooh, I actually have some character sheets in here. At least it looks like I do.
From many, many eons ago.
Let's see which iteration this is. I thought it had character sheets in here. Maybe I don't. Oh my God, this is the entire list of items.
Or they could go on. If you actually do a Google search for Crystals O'Brien, you can still find our portal page on stormloader.com.
It's just cached now.
Well, no, it's on Stormloader, but it doesn't actually go anywhere.
Fuck dungeon crawling. What? No, we didn't. Right, but okay, yes. So, once upon a time, I was a storyteller. And here's my cool story. Actually, you know what? I think second edition actually has. Hold on, let me. I want to check one thing real quick before I say anything.
I have no idea what he's looking up, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie's doing his own thing. Ooh, I wish I had an intelligence of 21 plus. That could be godlike.
Well, of course.
Who has 21 intelligence in this book? I'm kind of curious.
I don't know.
I think we should find out. I want to find one. What are you looking for?
I can't. I think Arneson was already gone.
Dave Arneson?
Yeah, Dave Arneson. Anyways, so once upon a time, I went to a school that had an amazing teacher for a class called Rules of the Game, but a fellow by the name of Dave Arneson. Some people would call him the father of pencil and paper RPGs. Other people would consider Gygax the godfather.
Depends who you talk to.
Right. So I brought out my pencil and paper RPG, Crystals of Prime, and I actually was running a session at Sci-Fi City down in Orlando. Actually, it was Winter Springs, Winter Park, whatever. And Dave was there. I can call him Dave. He told me to call him Dave. And he was looking over my shoulders. And, of course, I'm sweating bullets at this point. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, the man, the myth, the legend is right behind me. And here I am. I'm telling this, I'm trying to get these people through the story. And he goes, and then he goes down and goes, look, here's the deal. Are they being assholes to you? And I'm like, sorta. And he goes, okay, here's the deal. You're gonna use a pack of hellhounds. And here's the stats. Go. And so I used a pack of hellhounds and killed everyone. And I was like, Dave made me do it.
Did they behave thereafter?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, here's a funny story. For anyone out there who's ever DM'd or GM'd, there's always those fun little stories or silly things that happen. Here's something. There was two individuals who I played with. Unfortunately, at the same time, I had an individual who found it a requirement to, when they entered any building, to try to break all the furniture in the building. Like they would walk into the town hall, and there'd be a gentleman behind the desk, deep in thought, reading a manuscript. So what did the guy do? The first thing the guy did is I go up to the desk that the guy's sitting behind, and I punch it because I have enough strength. I break the desk in half. Like, why?
Could you have him break his hand at the same time now?
Ooh, see, I didn't even think about that. I just finally, it's like, the substance of the desk is something that repels any attacks.
Or there happened to be spikes inside a poison trap. So when you broke it, the poison gas came open and you died. That's what I would do.
I've DM'd. Got to keep those players in check with them hellhounds, man. Exactly. No, I guess the weirdest one though has to go to. So I have, I think it's like 4 guys. Doing an adventure, and it's just a simple one. It's like a go and retrieve item X from a hidden cavern with catacombs and all that stuff. And we could not start the quest because one of the individuals, because to get the quest you had to go into the tavern and talk to someone who was in a back corner. One of the adventurers peeled off from the group, started hitting on the bar winch. It would not stop, and was trying to entice the bar wench to go back to his room for sexual encounters. I'm like, the rest of the guys are just like, what the? Can we go adventure? He goes, no, I'm getting somewhere. I'm like, ugh! So I had to remove all females from the game. That is, while this gentleman continued to play any of the stories, it had to be an all male cast.
No, so what you do then though is you got to make it like, okay, you can sleep with my woman, but she ends up being Castathin. And whenever she sleeps with you, she's going to poison you and kill you. See, you just have it to be like, okay, you can do what you want, but guess what? There's consequences for your actions. You will suffer the wrath.
Yeah, but the thing is, he would be like, it's okay. I'll take the pain. I'll be like, oh my god. All right, that's it. I'm out. But anyways, if you've never, if you are always interested to take on a unique, interesting adventure, I highly recommend that you check out a pencil and paper RPG. Let them flirt. She's a succubus. That would not stop him.
Thank you. I was trying to think of a creature.
That would not stop this guy. But that's all in the past. Anyways, pencil and paper RPGs or pencil and paper adventures can be some of the best experiences ever because, especially if you have a good storyteller, because you have such a unique experience. And if the storyteller is strong enough, it has a lasting impression on you. Now, of course, I have done a couple of games, or I've sat in and been an adventurer on a couple of games who are just like, and those are the people who have to read the adventure out of the box. They can't deviate from it.
My problem is I don't have the patience anymore to sit down for like a 4-hour.
Whatever, dude. If we got to really roll on, and we got a good group. The thing is, it's not about it. Yes, it is about the adventure, but it's also about the individuals that you're there with.
Fair enough.
All I do is pencil and paper, man. Dude, I need to get back into it, okay? I have so many pencil and paper RPG books. I've got the Dungeons & Dragons 2, 2.0. I've got 4. I've got a
World
system
of Darkness.
I've got World of Darkness. I've got 13th Age. Or, sorry, 13th Age. I've got Kobolds Ain't My Baby.
Crystals of Prion.
Crystals of Prion.
You got it all, man.
Oh no, you took it away. But But there's one. Was it Sam and Fuzzy Underground? I think it's called Underground RPG or something like that.
So many choices.
Yes,
man.
all original stories from my noggin. Then it's when you have those unique experiences. This is one thing that I feel like is a shortcoming in MMOs. MMOs, I know you can't be completely sandbox, and you would literally need to have like an all-powerful like uber being to kind of help guide people. But you see, like, okay, I always go back to this because I fell in love with the idea. And I can't get out of my system, .hack. Okay? I want a game like .hack where you have those individuals who are just the collectors. And that's okay. But you also have these random generated worlds created by 3 keywords. I love that. I want to actually play something like that. But my biggest issue, and this is going to be my closing point, and I've said it so many times with MMOs, is that they're not early on, but early on in comparison to how much time you're going to be spending in an MMO, you are forced to partner up. And with me, when I try MMOs, sometimes I don't luck out. I don't have those individuals who like I don't have Zealeus with me, or I don't have other people, and I have to party with other individuals. And it just, most of the time it turns me off because, you have those, I'm not, I don't want to say stranger danger here, but I fear.
You're a recluse, man.
Yes, I'm a recluse. I'm a lone wolf, man. That's why, shit, I need to play some Defiance.
But it's back on TV too. I've been through season 3. I have episode 3.
I'm still watching the first episode because it's a 2-hour one. So I'm like in an hour and a half in.
I have issues.
But oh my god, dude, what the shit? They just killed off like an entire family that's been like a cornerstone of like the first 2 seasons. I'm like, what?
I know people just.
I'm sorry, spoiler alert, but I'm not gonna tell you what the family is.
It is pretty amazing. Like all of a sudden people are dying. I'm like, wait, really? Like, and some of them are just totally. Okay, you probably haven't seen the latest one. There's another one. But, like, nope, person's not going to die. And then, boom. We're like, wait, really? The person just died? Like, some of the deaths are just so, like, I think they had budget cuts. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think the violence is like, well, we need to cut some salaries, so people are going to die.
Yep.
That's probably what ended up happening. But some of the other logic behind season 3 is just annoying me.
Okay, well, we'll discuss afterwards. Okay. Anyways, Haunt Machine, and if Quay the Fear is still there, or anyone else out there who is
talk to me in real life. I'll give you if you give me $200, take off my shirt in real life.
Yeah, because you won't break the internet that way. But if I just want to thank everyone who's tuned in live, and also for the recorded portion for tuning in. We do this every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
7 o'clock Central Time.
Whatever. But unfortunately, we have to close because we have reached the end of our time slot. But I do want to, once again, thank you for tuning in to the Altered Confusion Thursday Night Hangout for myself, Charlie, and Zealeus. It's been a pleasure to give you the craziness coming out of our minds. And we have gone to some really crazy places this evening. So I hope that you enjoy. Of course, follow us on Twitch. Like us on Facebook. It's Altered Confusion. Follow us on Twitter. It's Altered Confusio. It's Altered Confusion without the end, because the end would be too powerful. It's also too long. And of course, check us out at alteredconfusion.com for amazing independent games, or maybe some really terrible independent games that you need to either get immediately or avoid. So for myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it has been an awesome pleasure to chit-chat with you, and we hope to see you in the near future.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.